This right here is a thing of beauty. This Airism tee by Uniqlo that they did a collaboration with Alexander Wang, is pretty much the most comfortable tee to wear during the summer, and I completely forgot to pack these, so there's my secret. There's a little secret that I'm gonna show you guys here. I also bought some boxers, actually, the most comfortable thing to wear, as well as these Rick Owens silk Astaire trousers that I bought recently. Not recently, that I bought maybe a couple months ago, but let's see the composition here. It says it is virgin lane wool and silk. So you can imagine how comfortable that is. What else? What else did I pack? Yeah, some snacks for my parents, some snacks for my mom, some snacks for my mom, my uncle, my friends and family, you know. Obviously you gotta pack the muscats, some snacks. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
You hold me tight, and love's got me high. Othello on the bellow.
카드でいいですか?
大丈夫ですよ。はい。
ありがとうございます. Just got here in time. I think we're gonna make it.
4番12時からでご案内でございます。
Alright, so I have an hour to kill. I'm gonna show you guys what they have in Haneda Airport. Definitely my favorite airport in the world because it's just so Japanese-esque. I'll show you right now. You know, the food here is actually very decent. They have tempura places, sushi restaurants, these little gift shops that you can just shop for your friends or girlfriends or whatever the fuck. You know, you do you. I don't know what that is. Let's see. Oh, pizza restaurant. But Japanese people be on that weird shit. They try to be as creative as fuck, and they also can do it really well, so props to them. I'll show you guys the sushi restaurant that I always go to before my flight. And like, I gotta say, it's one of my favorite sushi restaurants in Tokyo, actually. This place is amazing, and the price is like relatively cheap as well, so it's really good. Definitely try to avoid Narita Airport because it's just too old and dilapidated and you can't really do much there, so come to this one. I mean, yeah, it is a little bit more expensive to come to Haneda, but it's definitely worth it because you find cool gift shops like this and amazing ass restaurants. So literally took the whole box. これが全部ですか? もっとありますか?
少々お待ちください。
Oh my god.
こちら12345
はい、全部お願いします。
かしこまりました。ありがとうございます。いってらっしゃいませ。
It's literal crack. It smells like ass, but I'm happy to be home. I'm home! So, it is 11 a.m. in the morning in Seoul right now. I was gonna vlog yesterday when I had the time, but I was really tired. Basically right now I have to go to the shopping mall in Gangnam. If you know Gangnam style by Psy, you probably know what Gangnam is in Seoul. So basically it's a district where there's a bunch of restaurants and shopping malls and shit like that. So it's a very cool place to visit if you ever make a trip down to Seoul. But basically what I'm doing is I made a reservation through Louis Vuitton sales rep that I know in Gangnam, and I told them, hey, I'm looking for this white soft trunk bag that I've been kind of on the hunt for a while now, and the retail on them is so high in the US. So I was like, hey, do you have any in stock right now? And they're like, no, I'm sorry, we don't have anything. And then I asked another sales rep that I'm very close to, and they're like, hey, there's actually one left in the stockroom that we didn't have put in the display, and we might actually sell that one to you if you're interested. And I was like, fuck yes, I'm interested. How much? And they're like, especially since I have a Japanese passport, I can use tax-free on them. So I'm getting them for a big discount. So I'm gonna be dropping a bag. I'm gonna be broke for a minute, but I think this bag is totally worth it just because I see it appreciate in value over time, and since it's Louis Vuitton's or Virgil's, like, you know, first collection, I don't think it will ever lose its classic aesthetic as well as its value. So I thought it might, maybe it's a good investment. We'll see how it goes.
We on a drive, looped in, to see ride, looped in, who gon' slide, who's in?
10만 원? Oh shit.
We just be mile high, clubbing, I'm on 1,000 miles running.
So many goddamn people today. It's a weekday too. It's weird. Yo, back from shopping with myself, I guess. I really try to stay away from buying really high-end designer things, but I thought some kind of bag would be a good investment, and I was kind of afraid because at first I was like, this bag looks fucking weird. It's a box and it's a trunk-shaped leather bag. Like, it's not appealing at all to me. And then when T visited Tokyo and I actually got to see it in person, I was like, holy fuck, the quality of these are insane. Like, the leather on this is legit, like down to the T, and people think the chains are plastic, but these are actually porcelain or ceramic. What is that? Okay, I thought that was a scratch. Chain, I don't know what it is, but it's very high quality. Out of all the reasons, the main reason why I bought this bag is really to
store these motherfuckers.
Because I can never find a bag where I can store things like this, and I need this on the go. Basically, these gummies are, like I said in my previous section, literal crack. You can just put it in like this, and it goes in like, I can store 10 of these and be completely fine. And I can fit my water bottle in this too, like, bruv. I've owned a lot of bags before, whether it's designer or not designer, and yeah, granted, they're very useful, but they haven't been able to really store a lot of things that I actually use. Like passport, cameras, my phone, my battery charger, and shit like that. So I thought this bag might be perfect substitute for it. And so far, it's serving its function, so I'm very happy with my purchase. I would personally wear it just like this because I think this gives off a less of a streetwear vibe. This is how it looks like this. Or you can wear it the other way with the chain showing, which honestly I'm not a really big fan of. Or you can wear it just like this, which is completely fine, I think. You know, picnic vibes, if you know what I mean. Things like this, I think will look really good just wearing simple clothes. And since I do wear Uniqlo a lot, I think this bag is perfect to spice up my look. And I don't like wearing loud clothes, so it wouldn't really accentuate, you know, my style or anything. So, answering some of you guys' I'm gonna be answering some of you guys' questions that have been asked recently, so let's get on with it, shall we? So this question is probably the most asked question by far, is what do I do for a living to pretty much afford all the clothes that I buy? To put it simply, I work as a consultant for financial advisory as well as recruiting. That's pretty much my weekday job. I go in at 9 and get out at 5, you know, all the jazz. And on the weekends, I do YouTube and some of the side projects that I'm working on just to, like, you know, kill my time productively. But yeah, that's pretty much it. In terms of how I afford my clothes, to be able to afford what you buy, it has a lot more to do with how you budget your money as opposed to your overall earnings. So what I do is I have this 80-20 rule where I would spend 20% of my earnings and save 80%. And a proportion of my 80% savings would go into, rent, taxes, utility bills, phone bills, transportation fees, food. So I guess that accounts for maybe 20%. So basically 40% will be on spending and 60% will be on completely saving. 0.2 times XXX amount of money I make, and that will go into what I want to buy. But usually I try to, limit that as much as I can, and that's just the way it is for me. Another tip I'm sure a lot of you guys are aware of is obviously selling your clothes, I guess, and things that you don't wear generally, or things that you might be able to profit for more than you invested in. I honestly think that if you have the ability to really gauge the market well and know when to sell, that's definitely in the advantage of you for you to make more money. So I'm sure a lot of you guys are aware though. You guys use Grail, you guys use eBay, you guys use Instagram to talk with your buyers and sellers and whatnot. So what are your top 3 style pet peeves? Yeah, I have a lot of pet peeves, but if I had to choose top 3, man, it has to be skinny denim and chunky sneakers. I honestly don't know what people think when they wear those two combinations, but the proportions are completely off. It makes your feet look massive and have your legs look skinny as Slender Man. So like, I don't know what goes in the right mind to do that, but and like I say all the time, to each his own. You do you, all power to you if you fuck with that kind of aesthetic, but this is my personal beliefs and this is my personal opinion on my style pet peeve. So that's number 1. Number 2 is obnoxiously large logos. I honestly cannot stress that enough. I've already said this multiple times in my videos, but I honestly don't think brands or giant logos in itself should really speak for your style, honestly. And granted, I do have a lot of clothing pieces that have, you know, branding on them, but I try to keep it as minimalistic as possible. I try to buy muted pieces where I can really just not have that specific piece speak for the rest of my outfit, when in reality, the whole outfit should speak for you as opposed to having that one statement piece. And I don't believe in statement pieces. Unless it's fashion week, I honestly don't really fuck with that. So that's number 2. Number 3 has to be flip-flops. Why? Just don't wear flip-flops. Like, don't show off your toes. Just don't. No flip-flops, no toe shoes. Fuck, man, like, why would you wear that to the gym? And that's a common issue in Japan is Japanese gyms, a lot of people wear toe shoes. I don't know why, but I guess it's this cultural thing where they just think it's cool. I don't know. What are your tips on smart shopping? Alright, so this question is very important actually, because I've had personal experience where I would regret a lot of my purchases actually, and you know, I end up not liking them, and it ends up just collecting dust in my wardrobe and not having any monetary value when I even try to sell them. So my biggest tip is to invest in pieces that you can wear on a seasonal basis. Outerwear jackets I think are perfectly fine investments where you can really just pull it out during the winter and just rock it during that season. Shoes should be something that you have to invest in because, you know, you don't want any like dirty ass sneakers, but you know, try to keep that limited as well and try to find pairs that you can see timelessness in. And this is the reason why I love sneakers like Common Projects and Air Force Ones, is because I know that they will never die in style, and even if I were to purchase them when, you know, the trend is completely on the other side of the spectrum, I can comfortably wear it and be like confident in them and just not give a fuck about anything else. So that's number 2. Number 3, I think it should be bags. If you have the purchasing power to really afford bags, I think, you know, things like Birkins and you know, the bag that I just bought, I can see it monetarily go up in value over time, because once you've shopped enough, once you've bought and sold enough, you know what pieces are gonna stand out. You know what pieces are going to be worth investing in. So you just have to buy and sell a lot to really gain that first-hand experience and knowing what pieces are worth buying and what pieces aren't. That's my... I guess if you don't have the money to do that, you just gotta find a job and try to do it. So that's my biggest... That's the best advice I can give you. How would you define your style in one word? Street smart. I think my style is definitely geared towards street smart. I've experienced with so many different styles over the past 5 years where I know exactly what my aesthetic is and what I like on my body and what I feel confident in. And it's funny because it goes all back to the roots where I grew up wearing street smart clothes when I was in, you know, high school, middle school. And back then I thought it was totally cool, and then once I transitioned into buying a lot of archive pieces and streetwear pieces over the past 3 years, I thought street smart look was completely whack. So it's kind of cool how it transitioned over time, and now it's coming back to my roots where I think street smart is maybe the next big wave. So I don't know. I don't want to jinx it. So the next question is, would you ever do a collaboration with another YouTuber? I prefer not to, but if it comes down to it and if I really fuck with that person, then Possibly, yes. Ken, I know you're not a sneakerhead, but what are your top 3 sneakers of all time? It would have to be in order. Ken, your skincare routine had me shook. Yeah, that's funny because I said, you know, drink a lot of water. It's still true, man. Drink a lot of water. That's what I'm doing right now. But generally speaking, I think it's common sense to wash my face with soap and moisturize. That's pretty much it. And that's all I do. So I don't know if I had to go too much in detail with that, but I'm sorry if I didn't. But yeah, that's basically my skincare routine. Wash my face twice a day, moisturize twice a day. What is your most regretful purchase ever? Probably the Fear of God military sneakers. I never fucking wore them. I bought them and I thought it was cool because...
Jerry boy.
Are you gonna make a video with your girlfriend when you guys are in Seoul? Maybe. I mean, if you guys wanna see a vlog with my girl in it, sure. I mean, hopefully if she approves, I would gladly show you guys a little snippet of how we interact. So let me know in the comment section down below so she can see that you guys wanna see her in my vlogs. But that's it for the Q&A today. I hope you guys got the answers that you guys wanted to hear. Let me know more questions that you guys wanted to ask. Those that are newly subscribed, thank you so much for subscribing. I really appreciate each and every one of you. I will continue to push out more content on a weekly basis. So yeah, I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.